Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We are waking up to a mixture of sun and clouds out there with warm temperatures, but showers are in the forecast. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
Coming up this morning, a teenager is dead, 3 others injured after a violent night in the district. Details on those shootings coming up.
And the Washington Wizards parting ways with superstar Bradley Beal. The details of the trade and what it means for the Wizards next season.
And celebrating Juneteenth, we're taking a look at some of the events across the DMV and how they could impact your morning commute.
Covering all of the DMV, this is DC News Now.
All right, it's 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside on this Monday morning. Brittany, what can people expect when they head out?
You know, highs today will be getting into the upper 80s to lower 90s, and we are going to be dealing with lots of sunshine, at least through the first half of your Monday before clouds and showers begin to roll their way in. Temperature-wise, we are fairly warm out there, especially along the Beltway, 69 currently in DC. Then we get further off to the north of I-270, 57 is the current temperature there in Hagerstown, 53 as you head over there to Cumberland. A quiet start to our day as highs are going to be hovering in the upper 80s to lower 90s. We do crank up that humidity today, so it's really going to feel like summer when you are stepping out the door, so just make sure you are staying hydrated. Planning your day here in the nation's capital. 9 o'clock, we're still going to be holding on to the mid 70s, then mid 80s as we head into lunchtime. We start to see those clouds roll in as we head into the second half of your afternoon, with temperatures still holding on to the upper 80s. And then by tonight, a few showers begin to roll their way into the area. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk more about that in just a bit.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Your time right now is 6:01.
That is right. A quick look at some of your Know and Go headlines this morning. First up, a teen is dead, 3 other kids injured after 4 separate shootings in Southeast overnight. Now, police say the first 2 shootings happened at about 9 o'clock last night on Langston Place and Fairlawn Avenue. The other 2 shootings happened around 11:30 on Bruce Place and Minnesota Avenue. An adult was also shot.
And former D.C. Deputy Mayor John Falchicchio sexually harassed a city employee, according to a newly released report. Now, the investigation uncovered Falchicchio made sexual advances toward an employee last fall and sent unwanted sexually explicit content to an employee. Falchicchio was chief of staff for 9 years.
And voters in Virginia getting ready for tomorrow's primary election. Polls open tomorrow at 6 a.m. and will remain open until 7 p.m. Anyone in line by 7 p.m. will be allowed to vote. All right, well, it was a violent night in Southeast D.C.
D.C. police are investigating several shootings involving teenagers. DC News Now's Lex Warris is live this morning at police headquarters. And Lex, police were out at the scene at the most recent shooting not too long ago. What do we know so far this morning?
Right, well, we do know that that shooting, most recent one, happened on Bruce Place Southeast, and police wrapping up the scene there just before 5 o'clock this morning. Now, we were out there when that happened, taking a look at the scene this morning. There was bullet markers covering the street. I saw over 20 markers on the ground outside where police say that the shooting happened around 10:40 last night. There was a teenage girl who was hit by one of those bullets. Police say that she was inside of her house and that it was likely a stray bullet that hit her. Well, that shooting was one of 4 that happened between 8 and 10:45 last night. The first one happened on Fairlawn Avenue Southeast. About 30 minutes after that shooting, there was another one on Langston Place where police were called. 2 teenage boys were shot there and rushed to the hospital. One of those boys died at the hospital. The other one was in stable condition as of the last update from police. And then just before 10 o'clock, 2 more people were shot. That happened on Minnesota Avenue. 1 man and 1 kid were hit in that shooting. Both of them are expected to make it, but the boy is in critical condition this morning. And police are expected to be able to give us an update on their investigations a little bit later on today. They haven't given us an exact time on that, but do say it is coming. Right now, they do not have any suspects named or anyone in custody. Live at police headquarters, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, Lex, thank you. Time right now is 6:04. Developing now, a new report is revealing D.C.'s former deputy mayor, John Falcicchio, sexually harassed a city employee. Now, according to the report, attorneys for the mayor's office found Falcicchio made sexual advances toward an employee last fall. The investigation uncovered thousands of messages to the employee, including unwanted graphic video and sexually explicit content. The findings did not determine if Falcicchio demoted employees who declined his advances or showed favoritism to any employees.
Applying for insurance can be tricky for some people, but this year a pandemic policy came to an end for people covered by Medicaid. The Maryland Department of Health is telling people who have Medicaid to check in and update their information. The department reported more than 34,000 people were disenrolled. The president and CEO of the United Way of Frederick County says people who cannot afford basic needs are the people who are most impacted.
The tragic thing is that the automatic renewals were working. We had a lot of individuals that were getting coverage that never had it before, and now thousands and upon thousands of households don't have the coverage they once had.
Meantime, people who lost their coverage have 120 days to get their insurance back.
All right, the fight for more long-distance flights at Reagan National Airport may have some new momentum. Now, this is after a report from the Washington Post revealed a Senate committee's deal to bring 4 new flights to the airport. The initial proposal would add 14 to 28 additional flights at Reagan National. But senators in Maryland and Virginia raised concerns with the plan. Some say the airport is not equipped for new routes.
National Airport is bursting at its seams in terms of capacity. And the Commonwealth has invested literally billions upon billions to get Metro Rail to Dulles.
4 would be a step in the right direction, but from our perspective, it still falls well short of what's needed.
Some say this plan needs to be put in place to give travelers more options when coming to the nation's capital.
And at least 16 people recovering after a bus hit 2 cars and crashed into a building in Baltimore. Now, officials say 2 people suffered life-threatening injuries. Witnesses say one of the cars ran a stoplight and hit a bus yesterday. People who live in the building that was hit have been allowed back into their homes.
Fortunately, the status of the building is not as compromised as we may have initially thought it to be. The vertical and steel beams that support this building remain intact.
Police are still investigating the cause of the crash. And West Virginia University searching for a new basketball coach this morning. Bob Huggins resigned over the weekend, just 1 day after being arrested for drunk driving in Pittsburgh. Now, records show his blood alcohol content was 0.21%. That is 3 times the legal limit. Last month, he was suspended for 3 games for using anti-gay slur during an interview. He is in the Basketball Hall of Fame and has the 3rd most wins of any Division I coach.
Time right now is 6:07. Loved ones are remembering the life of a 22-year-old pregnant woman who was shot and killed in Southeast D.C. last week. Police say Samaya Gill was inside a car on 37th Street when 2 people drove up and started shooting. Now, Gill was rushed to the hospital. Authorities say that is where she gave birth to her baby, Zaylee. Gill's family and friends are honoring the life she lived.
Samaya was a very giving person. She couldn't see somebody in need and not want to help them. Doesn't believe in the word no. Everyone has joined together to say, yes, we're going to raise this child.
Gill's baby was in critical condition after being delivered. Police are offering a $25,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest.
And we're taking a look at the Metro schedule for today for the Juneteenth holiday.
Yeah, trains are running on a Saturday schedule between 5 a.m. and midnight. Now, taking a look at each line specifically, green and yellow lines are expected to come every 8 minutes today. Blue and orange lines are expected to come every 15 minutes, while the red line between Shady Grove and Silver Spring will run every 8 to 10 minutes. And the silver line between Ashburn and McLean will run every 8 to 10 minutes. Now, WMATA says Metro Bus will run on a reduced schedule. We have a full list of Metro's schedule on our website, dcnewsnow.com.
Your time right now is 6:08 this morning. If you're looking for ways to celebrate Juneteenth today, we have some events around the DMV just for you. First, taking a look at here in the district. Mayor Bowser is inviting people in the district to commemorate Juneteenth in downtown D.C. today. The district is hosting a wellness fair and demonstration. It starts at 9 a.m. in Northwest. And in Maryland, the Watkins Regional Park in Upper Marlboro hosting their Juneteenth festival today. That will be at noon. It will have live music, food, and art. And in Virginia, Newport News is hosting their Freedom Festival today at noon. That will be at the town's Parks and Recs headquarters. All right.